Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to We Are the Solution with Miss and Star. Tonight we just have kind of an open call with the Diamonds Network, and we have Elizabeth on our call tonight, Elizabeth Diamond and Sunny and Patty and myself so far. And we're just kind of planning on sharing what's on our hearts today, and this might be a short call, but I'd like to go ahead and, does anybody want to say the numbers, Sunny or Elizabeth, the numbers for the call-in?
The recorded one, you can, go ahead.
Yeah, you want the number, okay, the call-in number, the main call-in number is 641-715-3836. And the access code is 883267#. And
it's 3813, isn't it? 3813, or is that the live phone number?
Oh, that was the replay. I was going to do that one next.
Oh, sorry.
I just skipped that. Yeah. So the replay is 641-715-3813. Same access code 883267#. And then you need to put in the particular number for the show.
Which is £479. £479. Reference
£479. Okay.
479. All right. And you can join us live. We have calls Monday through Thursday nights. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday is at 5:30, and on Wednesday, 5:30 Pacific time, and Wednesday night begins at 6:30 Pacific time. Are there any other regular calls that I've missed there, Elizabeth, right now?
Not that I noticed.
Okay.
Everybody just share the YouTubes on both the YouTube channels. It'd be great. Share them because there's lots of people awakening now. And I suppose we're going to have open forum, too, as we talk. We'd like you guys to join in. And let's just take all of our thoughts, our hearts, and our actions we've had in the last, year or so. It seems like it's not accumulating, coming to a culmination, and put it all together in one big chunk. That's what we'll try to do tonight, right, Misty? With the audience, too.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds great, actually.
Well, it's been quite a time of change and acceleration, and tonight is the Perseid meteor shower, tonight and tomorrow night, and we just passed through the Lionsgate portal, so these are things that I'm aware of right now to share. So strong energies in the last few days, last week.
And I read the funniest post, but about all I can remember about the Lionsgate was that it's intense energies, and then it's kind of like a slap in the face, and then and then it'll calm down. And I thought, that is exactly what it's like.
Slap in the face, right? Practice around a little bit. We keep emerging up. We keep rising.
That's all we can do.
Yeah, best we can.
For sure. So, Elizabeth, I haven't heard you say the Law of One prayer, and I always love the way that you do. Is there any way you would mind starting us off with that, and then maybe we could take 3 deep cleansing breaths beforehand and just kind of get into the zone and the mode and...
Sure. I'll pray for what I heard something today, what I was studying. So we just call in collective consciousness. That's all of us. And I want to call in and highlight the Diamonds crew, the ones working in the background and the ones we have now and the ones that will come in the future. and ones that came in the past, and join the Diamonds Network with this energy. We just call in all of you guys right now, and we just we call in the angels and the experts that can help in every time and dimension and space on Earth and in this universe. We call in Divine Flame of Living Love. So I just ask that, like the Diamonds crew, the tribes that are gathering, and specifically the Diamonds crew tribe here, and the tribes of everybody listening, that we connect telepathically and have meetings telepathically and work everything out instead of using the internet and the phone, because that's technology and we are the technology. So help us for the highest good of all concerned to be able to little by little put this middleman technology down and use our original blueprint technology for the highest good of all in the Diamonds crew, and to all groups that are pioneering now and that are in the second wave, missionarying, and we thank you that this is done, highest good of all concerned. And for tonight's show, thank you. Call in the Galactics to join with us tonight, like we do in every show, and input in ways that maybe even people won't even know, but we can feel the energy. No limitations with Galactics coming in, because there's no time and distance of space. Thank you. Namaste, everyone.
Thank you. So be it. So it is. Amen and hallelujah. I love it.
And Misty?
Yes.
I can give a little bit of a testimony about that, because a couple of nights ago, Misty called me up, and my back was just killing me. And by the time we got done with the phone call, just the joy in her voice and the love in her, my back didn't hurt at all for the whole rest of the day. And I thought, that is the healing power of love. And I got to feel it.
Beautiful,
so
Pat.
Beautiful. Thank you, Misty.
Yes, and now, see, Pat started the stream of testimonies of the Law of One. Well, I got one. You guys remember my smash and crash, demolition, derby, only woman racing in one, right? So I take that. That was
$500.
Amongst other things, that was a test of conquering a fear. I've always had a fear of an emergencies, and I've been praying. I mean, it's hard to face. It's like I get really anxious. So even being a nurse, so I've always prayed, help me get rid of this fear. And I prayed, check this out, you guys, with wrapped in supreme happiness with maximum efficiency, minimum effort. Wouldn't you think that was the answer to the supreme happiness, minimum effort, maximum whatever I just said in the race to conquer that fear? There's a testimony.
Absolutely.
And you won. And you got money too. Right.
Well, the money at the time, that I was just so real and magical that money didn't even count. The trophy didn't even count. It's like I won, and it wasn't I that won. I call in the experts of the car drivers, and I called in all the Galactics and the angels too. I said, you guys got to help me. They did. I know they did. Yeah. So
perfect.
Anyway, anybody else have testimonies for the Law of One? We might as well stay on that for a minute. In any kind of way, right?
I've also found that as much as you can love somebody, sometimes you just have to release them with love when it's bringing you down so much and you can't, and you just don't know what else to do. And I was talking to Misty about that last night, and I'm the one that'll always say F you. And I don't need to do that anymore. I can release with love without... It really hurt me. And so instead of expressing my hurt, I put up my spines, and that's not the way to handle it. It was just something that I've been trying to do for 2 years, and it just wasn't working. And so I had to just let go, And if it was love, that person and their son will come back to me. If it wasn't, well then, it'll work out down the road, If you love somebody that much and things get that whacked out, then you just got to step back for a while, right? Without saying fuck you. Okay.
That used to be a poster. I had that poster as a teenager, and I always went by faith on that. If you love something and if it leaves and it doesn't come back, it was never yours. If it comes back, it was yours. And so when like a lover, yeah. So anyway, cool.
Yeah. So
Definitely.
I'm trying to eliminate that word from my vocabulary.
People have a hard time letting go of relationships, because we've had to let go of so many over the years. And
we've been hurt so much that it's...
Personally, it just reminds me of the first time I had to let go of something or someone, But truly, I think the pain comes from the original separation from Source. I think that might be the pain that we experience every time we experience the loss of a loved one. Well, some.
I came to the revelation just yesterday. What we've been searching for, all of us since we're little kids and we were born, we've been searching for love. True love, true love. And not true love with the partner, although I want to encourage everybody, we haven't said this in the show as it slides by. We were literally custom made for mating, okay? So anyway, what was I going to say? What did I say a minute ago?
We're trying to experience love.
Oh, true love, yeah.
True love.
But it wasn't with a mate. It's true love with yourself. There's that marriage. There's that marriage again.
Do you think everybody has to go through where they try to find it with others outside of themselves for a certain amount of time until they find it within themselves? Or do you think that some people can just never lose it?
I've always wondered about this twin flame thing because I think the twin flame is the part of ourselves that we have not learned to love. And when people would ask me, when will I find my true flame or my twin flame, I didn't even know what a twin flame was at that time, and I was going, well, I think the twin flame is yourself,
Well,
and once you learn to love both sides of yourself, then you're receptive to finding maybe a mate. But maybe Elizabeth can clear that up for me.
Teal Swan, Misty listens to Teal Swan. If you want to get really quantum physics...
Oh, Teal?
Yeah, just tune in, and if your mind don't understand, your subconscious does. Let's go down to quantum physics. We are energy. Everything is energy. We can literally walk through it. We just got to get believing we are. But it's all energy. So I don't know when quite, but we're all energy. We're all God. God is energy. We're all a big ball of energy, split up into diamond. What do you call those diamond cuts
Facets.
or whatever? Facets. Yeah. And okay, I don't know quite where the split up is, but before there's a stream of energy. You and another person are a stream of energy, a male and a female aspect. And at a certain point, the energy is coming in. Maybe it's coming down to Earth. It decides, it plans to split up and meet back together at some century or year or whatever. So
one female
that's literally
one male. One female
and there's
aspect
more.
and one male.
But it goes
positive
even deeper
and negative.
than that. If you listen to Frank Nicole calls on the Diamonds Network on the old YouTube channel, he's a unified soul. Now, what a unified soul is the twin flame and all of the parts that came from that big, let's just say, there's a big bubble, God, and there's a small bubble comes off of that big bubble. That's you and 1,000 other people. So you and your twin flame and all those other 1,000 people together in one body, Franco D. Nicole, I still don't understand it, and it has to do with multidimensionality. Yeah, so it can get deep here. But it's all parts, even if you take it either way, it's conundrum. We're loving ourselves. We're learning to love ourselves.
That was the hardest thing for me in the Ho'oponopono. Oh, wait a minute. How do you say that word? I always called it Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono.
Ho'oponopono.
Yeah, because I thought that I was saying
I don't know.
I thought that I was saying it to other people instead of myself. Once I realized I was forgiving myself,
And then it gets crazy because the reality is when you think of that, it's kind of like you're let down or something. Like, oh, but there's another reality, which is the world we live in now. That reality, you can have a flesh relationship with your twin flame and others.
And other aspects of your twin flame. Like the way I look at it is that one bubble comes out of source, and it splits into two, and then they keep on splitting, and they keep on splitting on down the line and create so many. And so in our core, we might have our true twin flame, which truly I think it's God and ourselves, just like you guys were saying, just like that. But you can have connections and relationships with different aspects of your twin on the other side. And if you keep telling the universe what you want and not what you don't want, and you keep working on yourself, then you just keep attracting more and more in alignment with what you are. Well, you're always attracting your vibration, but
and you're multidimensional.
You want to work on your vibration.
You're multidimensional. You're split up in different dimensions, male, females, or whatever. But you also can meet your twin flame nowadays, since we're going through this change. Like we're in 5th dimension now, and your twin flame is in 7th dimension. Well, once you get to 7th dimension, then you guys can meet up, because then your vibration it won't come together and you won't burn up, so to speak. But I think the big lesson is we came here to learn love through adversity and get as close as we can through our struggles. Each of us, we're all innocent. Get close as we can to love, to the deepest love we can in this matrix. And now we're coming out of the matrix, and now we're going to learn, we're going to have that data bank of love, how we struggled through that, but we still loved and we felt love. And now we're going to learn extraordinary, beautiful, life-lifting love. And I don't know, putting those two together what it'll do, but it'll be fun.
Well, I'll tell you something really neat. When Misty is standing in my blackberry bush, it's like Joan of Arc is standing there.
Oh, my God.
I look up at her and I go, oh, my. Because and I don't want to put this in the wrong way. Misty's very tall, and I'm very, very short. And it's like, oh, there's this huge saint. And, I mean, she's not that much bigger than me, but when she's over at my house, she's 15 feet tall. And I'm going, this is a very holy woman. And I just love it when she's here. I do. She used to scare me at first because I did, I'm a hermit kind of, and I and I didn't know what to expect with her, and I miss her so much. Misty, the blackberries are on like crazy. Get over here, please.
I need 5.
I've got tons of blackberries here. They're going crazy.
I actually have something.
I must have a blackberry bush, you guys, that is the size of a small trailer. And it is so covered in blackberries. I'm out running around my neighborhood going, please, come pick blackberries, please. And if they weren't so hard to pick, I could probably make a bunch of money picking them, but it takes me 2 hours just to get a half a gallon. So I'm just giving them away. They're for everybody. They're my love berries. I
need to get over there.
Yep.
I have a little reading, actually, about twin souls I could read real quick. This is, you might understand, it might give you a hint as to why the name is We Are the Solution 128. And it's by Dr. Tan Keng Koo. Excuse me. There is much confusion about soulmates and twin souls. Very often, these two terms have been used synonymously. They are not synonymous. one can and do have many soulmates, but one has only one twin soul. Now, I'm going to say I don't quite agree with that anymore. Like, I think it's different aspects of your twin, but then there are soulmates. Okay, maybe that could be true. Okay, in order to understand how these items come about, one must begin from the beginning. Eons ago, destined to be human souls. Oh, sorry. I'm reading off of my phone. So, eons ago, many dispatches of souls or sparks of divinity were discharged from the source or Godhead. These were destined to be human souls. The numbers in each dispatch vary considerably. The least number is a few, but dependent on the maturity of the souls. Oh, excuse me, I skipped again. And the numbers may go to millions. The usual numbers are in the hundreds or thousands, like you said, maybe 1,000. The numbers are dependent on the maturity of the souls and the main purpose of their journey. The more mature or spiritually advanced they are, the lesser number will be in the outburst. The first-timers will be in the hundreds of thousands or millions. This process has been going on from time immemorial. There was no beginning, and it looks as if there is no end. Take an average group of 128 souls in the one discharge from the source. They begin to cool on the way down to the physical world. There are many, many worlds in just as many universes. This group of souls has decided to target planet Earth. They start to descend through the pre-angelic and angelic realms in a very hazy and dreamy fashion. Very little is remembered of this period. Memory of the remaining journey down the celestial, spiritual, mental, astral, and etheric realms is just as blurred. The entire journey down to the etheric physical realm takes thousands of millions of years until they arrive at the physical planet. In the first incarnation, the group went into rocks as minerals. The entire group of souls took form in the same mineral, for example, jade or calcium. They remained in these rocks until they were about to be upgraded to vegetation. And that was when the planet had to disintegrate into smithereens. The lifespan as a rock took millions of years. In the next stage, the total soul group of 128 souls would have to change planet. This time around, they would go into the vegetation kingdom. Again, all of them would remain in the same family of plants as they progress. If the leader decides to be an orchid, the remaining soulmates would become in same type of orchid. From thence onwards, the whole group would grow spiritually by dying and being reborn into different types of vegetation, for example, bushes, flowers, and trees, or various types. It is of various types, etc. It is in the kingdom that we first learn about death. We were destroyed by being trampled upon or eaten by animals or humans after millions of years of being in the vegetation kingdom. We then moved on to the animal kingdom. Hitherto, and including the animal kingdom, we remain as group souls, although we have already been individualized. At this stage, the total group of 128 souls tend to remain as one type of animal. As group souls, we do not have self-awareness. We only know the difference between us and them. Again, having reincarnated through many categories of animals, we arrive at being Australopithecus afarensis, more than 3 million years ago.
What is it?
Then, I don't know. But then it was Homo habilis.
Okay.
The handyman human lived in Africa roughly 2.5 million years ago. Homo habilis walked upright and has the same dexterity as modern man. He has a brain half the size of modern man. This is the first precursor of man. The Australopithecus, I think, had a brain capacity of 400 cc. Then, roughly about more than 1.5 million years ago, Homo habilis evolved into Homo erectus, which has an average brain capacity of 850 cc. The Neanderthal is the transitional stage between the H. habilis and Homo habilis and Homo sapiens. The Neanderthal, who was the first Homo sapiens, came about 200,000 years ago and became extinct 35,000 years ago. It has the same brain capacity as modern man, but its skull structure is more primitive than modern man's. The Neanderthal is the Cro-Magnon's. The Neanderthal is the first human ancestor to bury his dead. This is about 60,000 years ago. However, around 35,000 years ago, the Cro-Magnons completely replaced the Neanderthals and totally populated the Earth. The Cro-Magnons has a brain capacity of about 1,400 cc. At this human stage, the Cro-Magnons begin to know what we know. From this point onwards, the Cro-Magnons began the human journey in earnest. We began to feel instinctively when we met our soulmate. There was an instant attraction to all the other 127 soulmates, but we did not know that each of us has a twin. In the vegetable and animal stages, we tended to move in the same group, and we were always not very far from each other, including our twins. However, as humans, we may be dispersed thousands of miles away from our soulmates, and as soon as we meet anyone in our soul group, we instantly feel an attraction to the other. In the primitive stages of our human evolution, we certainly would not be able to differentiate between our soulmates and our twin. It is only very much later, nearing the time of the return journey to the spiritual realms, that we are able to recognize our twins. And then this one is pretty...
But now that's changed with the golden age. We don't have to wait to die to meet our twin. Yeah, and
it used
to be a natural thing.
I didn't read it like we were dying. It's like only when we're ready to return our journey to the spiritual realms. Well, we're doing that in our bodies.
Yeah,
this
now
is brilliant, you guys. Thank you.
And they used to, yes, that article, I agree with a lot of that. And it used to be, we used to know how just to find our partners, and before the programming started, right, Anakin. And then this, if you guys don't believe this, that how the genesis went, the evolution from plants to minerals to plants, there's a 26,000-year cycle. And if you go back, the Earth started with just water and earth, and then like bugs or whatever grew from water, and then it went to the land, and then forms the rocks and all that. So anyway, yeah, that's all.
Well, at this stage of humans have been literally everything. Literally everything,
wow.
I believe.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This has been so brilliant. I want to give you guys a funny, okay? Can I give you a funny? Last night I fed my dogs, okay? And Barney wasn't eating his food. So I went out and I picked up his dish. And 2 years ago, I would have screamed bloody murder and gone totally ballistic. But I didn't. I went, Bruce, come here. So Bruce comes out of the bedroom, and I held up Barney's dish to him, and I said, do you see the size of the slug on Barney's dish? And he goes, yes, it is 4 inches long, and it's got little antennas, and I said, take it outside and get rid of it right now. And it fell off the dish into my yard, so I still have these huge slugs in my yard, you guys. And they're tripping me out because I've never seen banana slugs before. But now there was one in my house. So that same day I washed the dogs, and this morning I got up and I'm taking my morning pee-pee at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I look in the bathtub, and here's a little slug, and I'm going, oh my God, that was probably on my dog. So I'm seeing, but these slugs are wonderfully loving creatures. They are not mean. They don't bite. They're called banana slugs. I've never seen such a thing in my life before. But now they're telling me that they're my friends, okay? But I don't like them in my house, all right?
Yeah, they're definitely helping your house, I'm sure.
They're under the trailer because we have a leak in my bathroom.
So, yes, that needs to be fixed.
And we did not have banana slugs in Spokane until the guy moved in kitty corner to me across the street with a little motorhome, and he brought them from Seattle. So now Spokane has banana slugs, and they're kind of cute until they turn into what they are before they stretch out. They look just like a snakehead or something. But you know what? I'm learning to love these critters and go, those are human beings on other planets. You know? They are. We have relationships with other species that are loving and kind. And if I can see this 4-inch slug as a loving, kind human being, that's a plus, you guys. I hope you don't think I'm nuts, but...
No. Every creature has its purpose.
I'm starting to love the
part
bug.
of life, has its purpose. To be able to love something that's not so cute and cuddly, that's a step in the right direction. You know, it's easy to love kittens and little puppies and things like that. But to love a kind of a slimy creature...
And since that's happened, the last 2 or 3 days, there have been lots of dragonflies around now, too. And you know what's really funny? The neighbor's cat, she has 2 kittens. The neighbor's cats are chasing the shadows of the dragonflies, not the actual dragonflies.
Oh.
See, your eyes become aware. I think I'm becoming aware. Or I'm losing my mind. One of the two.
You know, that's another thing, like your story, Pat. It happened to me at the fair. I got there 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, and I ordered a malt for breakfast, the chocolate. She said, what kind? And I said, what kind's good? Chocolate malt. Bananas. So she had a mixed chocolate and banana, and it overflowed all over the cup, and she's handing it to me, and you know how we probably react is, yuck, oh my God. I just said, oh, that's okay. You were just trying to make more for me, and I helped her wipe it off the cup. It's like, where did that come from? You know, it was like an opposite reaction than you're naturally programmed to even think before you even speak, a negative thing.
Thank you, yes. Yes, how to turn a negative into a positive, and then fall in love with it after you've done it, you know.
But I wanted to say, Franco Di Nicolo said even last year, a lot of twin flames are going to start meeting up. So that was more than a year ago, if you listen to the Calls on the Diamonds. Yeah, so, and that's because they planned, I mean, their energy together, I guess, helped take off programming, you know. Misty leave?
Mr. Lee. I call her Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee? Missy? Did we lose her?
I'm here. I got lost, and then I called back in, and then now I'm not on the moderator line, so somebody will have to stop the recording later. But
Misty, you should bring a card in for tonight.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does somebody want a reading? Does somebody feel like they want to?
All of us.
All of us. We're used to all of us now.
The reading is always good.
Yeah.
Oh,
if you'd like to do it,
let me see if I have.
We caught her off guard.
I have the cards, but I don't see the foot. Oh, there. Okay. Elizabeth, you have a number that comes to you?
Let's make this card for our next venture in the Diamonds Network that we're morphing in now. And let's make this card encouragement and inspiration into everybody that's listening, even on YouTube's next venture, that you guys are morphing now. You're like in the cocoon. You're mush, whatever stage. If you come through a stage, you're mushing another stage. So just mush it and don't feel guilty and just do what you feel like and what feels good to you, even if it's paying a bill. I know it sounds ridiculous. I'm not saying not pay it, but that time anyway, blah, blah, blah. So let's make that card that way. And, yeah, somebody take a number.
And Misty, the full moon is on the 18th.
Oh, it is?
Maybe we need number 18.
Okay.
That's a big book.
Oh, we got we got Warrior of Earth. It's card number 12. And otherwise, it is Earth Element Pentacles. And it's a really pretty card. It's a unicorn. Oh my gosh. Wait till I'm going to read it as soon as I find it. This is right in line, I'm sure. Okay. Yep. Okay. The traditional card is Knight of Pentacles. And the keywords are self-responsibility, divine meeting, and shape-shifting. Originally a goddess of the land sovereignty, the shape-shifting warrior of earth is the good queen Med, or Mead. Strikingly beautiful, the powerful warrior queen appears both young and old, with long, bright red mahogany hair, streaked with white and black, and forest green eyes. One of the great female figures of Ireland and goddess of Tara, Mead has the central role in the Irish epic, The Cattle Raid of Cooley, where she steals the magic bowl of Cooley. With her magical shield, female, and spear, male, she was known for her prowess as a fighter and a lover. She could run faster than a horse, swiftness, power, endurance, and carried birds and animals across her arms and shoulders. As a goddess of Tatha Denan, Mead was later transformed into the fairy queen of Connaught when the Tuatha merged with the land. The sleepers are still there, like stars within the earth, waiting for the reawakening. Shape-shifting into a fabulous white unicorn, the warrior of earth prances in the green wood with her fairy lover. The unicorn symbolizes the fierce power of love and is often associated with royalty. Traditionally used as an amulet to detect poison and impurities, the unicorn's horn has a tip that represents the hottest point attained by the sun. Swirling energies merge within the shape-shifting queen, Mead, and her lover in the magical forest, while large birch trees with eyes stand watch behind them. Associated with rebirth, regeneration, and self-propagation, the birch's eyes are symbols of the all-seeing Mother Goddess. So the prophecy is, you have come to the full realization that you alone are the pattern maker and breaker of your own existence. This knowledge shows you how to construct, build, and recreate the structures and forms in your life you desire. Discover ways to create an abundant life in a balanced, organic manner. The warrior of earth may point to assistance from a dark-haired, dark-eyed woman who has an earthly and zealous passion to create. Anybody like that on this call?
Yeah, the Mother Goddess, and about the Mother Goddess and creating the structures and forms that are necessary or that we need. That's the essence of what you were saying, correct?
She may be a ruler, an administrator, an officiator, or decision maker. Using your warrior abilities, master your shape-shifting skills through careful assessment of your body, diet, and lifestyle. The warrior of earth may represent a divine meeting that will permanently alter your life. Wow.
Wow, Misty.
Thank you for that card, Patty.
You know what I call you, Misty? I call
that
you
is all of us.
You know what I call you, Misty? I call you my child woman. Because, and I want you guys to understand this, Misty is about 20 years younger than I am. But she inspires me so much. You know, if I could be 40 years old instead of 65, I'd be just like Misty.
Oh, well, thank you, Patty. I don't think so, though.
We've had our ups and downs, let me tell you.
No, you are an amazing woman, and I'm so grateful to know you. I truly am.
Thank you very much. And you know what? This would have been so much easier without my illness, but I do believe it's gone, and I'm not even going to talk about it anymore. Okay. You know, the heck with what the doctors told me 3 months ago. I laughed at him. I went, are you serious? He goes, yeah, you need to do this or you're going to, and if you do this, you'll live for 7 to 22 more months. And I go, but I'm not dying. So we are doing well. And this little gal has helped me wake up to the fact that the AMA is full of bull S.
Absolutely. Well, isn't it? We get inspiration in our lives that will keep us going, you know, no matter how it comes.
Well, and you know what, you guys? I was supposed to be dead 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. I'm still here.
A good thing you didn't believe him.
They don't know what they're talking about.
That's what they told you, but they little do they know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When I told them to take their radiation and radiate themselves. So thank you all. I love you all. You've been so inspirational to me.
We're to inspiration to each other. Anybody in the audience too? Come and inspire all of us.
Yeah.
Got a joke? Got a joke to trump Patty? That was a pun. Got a joke to trump Patty? I'm kidding.
Trumpins. You know, I really got off when he named Pence as his vice president, and I went around for a couple of days singing, Trumpins, 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 up ahead, feed the birds. That's what she calls Trumpins, 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 a bag. And I just laughed. And I just kept laughing and laughing and laughing. It's humor that saves our lives, you guys.
Absolutely.
So just laugh at everything, because all of this is so. This is so insanely funny to me that people can even be thinking about voting.
Well, yeah, I agree. Hey, I have another paragraph I can read about the twin souls. It's kind of interesting too. Is that okay? Would you like to hear a little more about that?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
The breakdown of the group and its return. I'm just going to read this one paragraph. Taking the examples of the group of 128 souls as above, the breakdown goes like this. it is first broken down by half, i.e. 64 in each. Then these two subgroups are further divided into 32, then 16, 8, 4, and ultimately 2. The final division is when the last 2 is separated into twin souls. As the breakdown proceeded from the total group of 128 down to the last twin, there is pain and suffering at every separation until the last divide. The pain is the most excruciating. At this juncture, both twins vowed to seek each other no matter how long and what hardship it entailed. Of course, when the twins meet and merge back again, their task will be to conglomerate and amalgamate to the entire group of 128 back to the same original whole again. When will this process start? It will be when the entire group is about to finish with their education on Earth. That means, in simple religious language, they are about to be enlightened. Or some would have been enlightened already, but there would also be a few stragglers left behind on Earth. There could be a long wait at this border of astral etheric realm, as some of the stragglers may take a much longer time than their fellow soulmates. However, there is some compensation at the juncture because most of the group would have found their twins, and some would have already merged with their twins. Although most twin souls tend to be near each other during the last 2 lives, not all are so fortunate. So a few souls may have to wait for their twins at the border. Every member of the group must be enlightened to merge together before they can start the journey of crossing over to the spiritual realm. What do you think about that?
Yeah, and Franco Di Nicolo, the process she just went over in a couple calls on the first YouTube channel, he goes into detail on that. And so the struggles get harder and harder for the male and the female as they divide going down, right? Yeah. Also Andrew shared that kind of like, this doesn't with twin flames, but could, women that are past their, what do you call that? Change?
Menopause.
Menses.
You're going to find women that are getting pregnant. This is a miracle. Pregnant and when they're past menopause. Menopause, anyway, is unnatural. It wasn't, we didn't have those periods. And the people, you'd be marrying, people get married to ETs, which I think to me means just somebody in a different time, space, or dimension, but you're both a match now because you both went up in vibration or down in vibration. Remember that book I read, The Sunshine Before the Dawn? That couple, I didn't read the last of the 3 chapters, but that couple couldn't match, and they would have lots of trouble, but yet they loved each other. But then they had to wait for, so that's kind of the story of the twin flame thing, too.
Well, and okay, so if each person is whole within themselves and they're connected and they've got, their connection to source as they see it, and they come together as 2 whole beings, they're in love, powerful. They are so powerful, as if they weren't powerful before they met. Yeah. They're like magnified. It's not even times 2.
See, and this is why
that, and you impact so many more people and so many more things in positive love vibration ways.
This is why the code breakers XOXO, love conquers all.
Mm-hmm. And that's what's happening, Misty, with Bruce and I. Because I'm a Gemini and he's a Cancer. He's 2 steps back, 1 step forward. He's going, I don't know about you, Patty. You're a little bit out there. But we've been together for 13 years. We used to fight like cats and dogs, and now he's playing me. I mean, he's playing with me in the right way. It's like we're dancing together, even with his family and the stuff that comes up from his family that is negative. He's going, this is my woman. This is how we're doing it, and we're happy, and we're doing wonders. We really are. No man could ever put up with me like this man has. And when he got the diagnosis that I was going to die 2.5 years ago, he's going, what am I going to do? I said, you are going to help me live past that, because this is all garbage. This is what the AMA wants us to think, Let's just do it our own way. So I have to do weird things when I go to see my cancer doctor. I have to pretend like I'm listening to him. And I have to try not to laugh. Sometimes I have to put Bruce in the middle of us, and it really isn't funny, because he's telling me, we got all these lesions, and I'm going, yeah, well, don't you think I would be in pain if I was dying? He's going, not necessarily. And I'm going, well, I'm feeling better and better instead of worse and worse. How do you explain that? And could I
because you're rising in vibration.
And could I come and teach some of the classes here at the cancer place? And he goes, not yet. We don't understand you yet.
So what we ended up talking about, I want to just encourage everybody before I forget, this is exactly my spot I'm going to do on Monday, called the Diamond Nugget, out of the Diamond Candy Jar, out of the candy shop of candies. But it's basically a code breaker for our divine marriage inside of ourselves first, which they're working on that. So, yeah, it's really weird what your brains can do. Think of. Yeah.
Well, that should be very, very good. Very good.
I love all of you girls, all of you people, men, women, girls, whatever. You've all helped me save my life. Because I was going to succumb to it.
And Patty?
When they gave me 2.5 years, I said, okay.
Patty girl, I'm going to recruit you. I hope you can be a recruit of ours for the Diamonds Network. The I'm ramping up is a happy spot, short, 5-6 minutes. Some of these times I'm going to have you take the Diamond Nugget spot for me. How's that sound? Can I recruit you?
What do I have to do? Can I laugh?
What you're going to have to do is going to tell a short story that's happy, or that's the different emotions. Yeah.
Oh, good.
You're good at that. She's the best at that, right, Misty?
Oh, absolutely.
And funny too.
Is what saves us.
Absolutely.
Well, for me, it's music. Right
good.
now,
I love music.
Yeah, that's nice.
And Sonny, you think of a Diamond Nugget for music, some creative.
Do you play an instrument, Sonny?
Sing us a song that you write in meditation.
What instrument do you play, Sonny?
Oh, there's so many of them, but the latest one has been the Light by Donovan. I mean, it came out quite a long time ago, but I rediscovered it. I used to listen to it when I lived on Maui, and it was really inspiring to me.
What's it called?
The Light by Donovan.
Sing us the first couple of lines of it.
Oh, I'm going blank here. I died. Well, actually, it says I died, and the moans and the groans of my friends sent me on my way to the light, and the way to, this is kind of, I'm just trying to remember it. And then he passed over, and he went into the light, and then he saw these great beings, the great souls of the ages, who carried the light, and they showed him his being and his life. I have the words on my computer.
Now I kind of remember it. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the theme of it. Do you remember it?
Yeah.
Do you remember the song? Okay. Yeah. Great souls of the ages and then he incarnated again. He ached for the womb and another time around, and he tried to remember the light. He remembered the light through his childhood and through his teens, and then he saw that his parents had forgotten. And even thinking about that, I get shivers for some reason. Each time
That's true.
It just
We're
sends
born
shivers.
knowing, and our parents are stupid. I don't mean it that way. But my parents thought I was satanic rather than an angel.
Mm-hmm. Well, they just lost their perception of it.
Yeah.
My parents were very spiritual, but they didn't speak of the light in quite that way. They were very spiritual, and that's how I was raised. And vegetarian community, more or less, in the 1940s and 50s.
Now, speaking of music, this is a deep question. I know you guys know the answer. Misty, I want you to answer first. Here's a deep question. Speaking of music, think of comedy. I've been thinking about comedy and trying to come up with some ideas. Okay, like Red Skeleton, Carol Burnett. That was comedy.
Yeah.
And maybe others can think of comedy. But now we have stand-up comics that F this, F that, but it's not even funny. How can we ramp up comedy shows and comedy voice in the golden age? What will it look like? Anybody have any ideas?
It looks like this guy I can't remember his name. He's the spiritual hippie guy, and he makes fun of the new age people, but it's funny. You know what I'm talking about?
I like that kind of. This Swami, but Beyond Ananda. Have you heard of him? That's what he goes by, Swami Beyond Ananda, and he's written a series of books. And he just talks about all these various concepts but he also has a real third purpose. He's speaking truth, but he makes it very funny. And it's just I met him when I lived on Maui, and he's traveled around and gives his
Here's
show.
what you can do, Misty, on your show, because this is health and wellness and getting happy, and we know all those endorphins with happiness. Find all these comedians, you guys, that are rare. Jewel, find them and take some snips and play like 2 or 3 minute snips in the show and take commercial breaks talking in between. Oh my God, we'd be drunk by the end of the show.
It's kind of like Misty.
Oh my gosh, I'll tell you what. I have a friend who's a comedian. Oh, but she works nights.
It's kind of like your last show, though, Misty, with that guy from Canada. Remember that guy that was a rainbow guy? And
he was funny.
And he said that we were going to ascend it in 2044.
Well, him and a group of people.
And I said to him, that means I'll be 93. And we'll be running around in the woods naked at 93. I'm not going to be too proud of my body at 93.
I remember that.
You're not getting 93. You're getting younger every year now. So think of that.
I tell you what, I know a 93-year-old that would strip off her clothes and go outside if it meant she was ascending.
Well, I'll do it if you tell me I am. No, there's kids in my trailer park. Never mind.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, listen, I found a book here by Swami Beyond Ananda, and the title of it is When You See a Sacred Cow, Milk It for All It's Worth. That's the title, and then there's a bunch of letters in here.
When you see what?
When you see milk it for all it's worth. And that's what he does.
When you see a cow, milk it for it's all it's worth. Is it just a cow?
A sacred cow. Yeah.
A what?
A sacred
cow.
And that he does that, but he doesn't put, it's not putting people down. He's just making it. His real name is Steve Behrman, Bhaerman, and he disguises himself as the Swami Beyond Ananda, and that's how he presents himself in these shows and in these books.
And then we can learn from other cultures, comedy, like British, like Dr. Bill and all that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And there's terms, no, it's not. There's this one British
Not the mama, dinosaur. my kids laughing at that little baby dinosaur hitting the poppy over the head with the pan. Not the mama.
Oh yeah, that was like a puppet show, wasn't it?
Dinosaurs, fluffy dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Then there was Alf. Yeah, ALF.
Mark and Mindy was pretty funny.
You know, I think back then they knew about other universes. Mark did. You know, that's
I'm pretty well convinced that everybody in the entertainment industry knows just they're very enlightened too. And I mean, you see them all the time, Angelina Jolie, and I mean, all these people. You can just see with what they're doing that they're enlightened and they're trying to make a difference. And but I find more and more. I think that they've all known for a while. A lot of stuff.
A lot of them are. Yeah.
To me, you guys, it's only obvious that evil would raise its head first, so that we could see, so that good could win out. Because evil is so boastful, it can't keep its mouth shut. And this is our clue. By seeing all this in advance, we are now ready to go, oh, no, you don't.
Or, I love evil. I smile. I love it. Yeah, I love you. I love evil thoughts. I love what you want to try to do. Kill me? I love you, thought. And you smile, and it disperses. Quantum physics, you guys. It works. Every thought like that, we love it.
What sign are you? I'm just asking you. Just ask the blue.
Yes.
I think it has to do with how you interpret things. But you said it that way, and to me it was different from me because I'm a Gemini. So I'm afraid of my evil side.
you got duality.
Go to your evil side and go to your evil side in meditation and say, "Hey, I love you." Smile and blow a kiss in your imagination. Was there somebody I heard that I keep cutting off? Sunny, or is that a guy or somebody?
It was probably me.
Oh.
Sunny.
I said yes. Love
Are you
that.
a guy, Misty? Busted.
No, but I'll tell you a big secret. It's not really a secret, but when I was in junior high, I looked a lot like Boy George, and I used to wear my hair up in a ponytail, and I have a kind of a nose like his, and everybody would say I look like Boy George. And so they'd run around. Every time they walk by me, they'd sing, I'll tremble for you, I'll tremble. Or whatever. Karma.
What's the words? What is the word, Misty? They used to tell me the words.
What?
What was the words they told you? Say it again. The words.
Oh, well, I look like Boy George, but they were...
They sing the song, and what are the words?
Singing songs, yeah.
Come a comedian.
Actually, somebody offered me $50 to pretend to lip sync to Boy George for the talent show or something. But they just gave me such a hard time about it. But anyway, that's what made me think of that. I think he's coming to town. It would be nice to go to his concert. Be fun.
Wow.
Wow.
So, well, we're at
anybody in the audience want to participate? Star 6, come say hi. What do you think? We're crazy nuts? Well, you're one with us. Yay! Welcome.
I've really enjoyed this call tonight.
Yeah.
I needed an upper call. A lot of these calls have been kind of downer lately. Not your calls, Elizabeth, but some of the other stuff. You know, and that's what we got to realize is get off the ones that are not making you feel good.
Well, surely.
Well, I hope my calls were not still a bummer for you, but it's we haven't had any big fights lately on my show.
No, everything's perfect on every show, and you know what? People are coming. They're awakening. They're at a different energy. As soon as they get to an inkling of being able to stand what we bring forth on the Diamonds Network, they'll be here because we're magnetized. Right. We're magnetizing them. We don't have to do nothing. All we have to do is be happy. Work on our happy thoughts.
You know, I've been. You had mentioned, Elizabeth, how we're. Something that you said just made me think of. You know, like for years, for the last few years, in studying all of this wonderful information, I've come across so many different awesome people, like I think Eve Lorgan, and of course Eric Copel, and you, Elizabeth, and Mark Passio, and Cameron Day, and Corey Good, and all these people, and Laura Magdalene Eisenhower, and
Franco Tolek, N5D.
Michelle Walling, and everybody.
Nikki, Yeah, Nikki Betsy. Yeah, she's a beautiful Asian woman.
And you guys, there was a clip on Cosmic Awakening or one of those shows from a military man that only made it to sergeant, and he was talking about how they kind of used him, and he'd call back to him and go, "Hey, you guys, this isn't even human. What am I supposed to do? I need an officer to help me." And do you know what hearing that tape the last couple of days has done for me? Because when I was a little girl, I was having strange contact. I've never talked about it, you know, and I remember some of it, you know, and I'm going, well, you know, I'm right where an Air Force base is, so that could be part of why it happened. But this was back in the 50s, you know. And then one of my little friends from high school said, "Patty, there were flying saucers in Trentwood. You're not the only one that saw them." And you know how much that made me feel like, oh, good, I'm not weird.
Oh, you know what you could do? If you have a strange dream, or you feel like you have that kind of a dream, or you actually see something in the sky, if you go and you look up, I think, UFO reporting, there's a place on the internet that reports where people report sightings and stuff. And oftentimes there will be a bunch of sightings, you know, on the same night as a really vivid.
See, that started when I was 3 years old. The one that I remember was when I was about 10 years old. But after that, I don't remember anything else. And I remember I got in trouble for coming home late. My dad goes, "Where in the heck have you been?" I don't remember the heck, though.
A little time jaunt.
I gave him this parachute, and he threw it away. And years later, I asked him about it, and he says, "Oh, you're just dreaming." But I was gone for a long time, and I came to when I was coming back down, sort of, you know. And I guess they must have decided that I was a little bit too unstable to work with. Or if they did work with me some more, I don't remember it. You know.
Well, everything's not by accident. That wasn't by accident. And talk about UFOs. Boris Gonzalez, Starseed, been on Candy's show. He's the one that the ETs tell him to take pictures. But now there's like stage one where he takes pictures in the sky of his work and outside of his work, and his friends see it. Stage two is where they're going to start coming in, like neighborhoods are going to see him, and all the neighbors are going to go out in the street and see what they're. That's a good way to get neighbors to get. But I just seen. Boris was on Candy's show, I think, last week, and then, like, 3 days later, I saw UFO YouTube. It was just some black, you know, like I just kind of sensed, like, in Minnesota in the hood. There was, like, 6 of them. They divided. They went back into 3, and they went around and spinned, and they're very, very clear. And their guys were going, "Oh, shit, oh, my God, call the cops. You guys should be filming this. Look at this, everybody." They were freaking out. So it's happening.
Yeah, good. So
a few months ago, I had literally 4 people report UFO stuff. And one person, all in my area, and one person that actually was out camping and he saw something. And it wasn't just something, and it wasn't just him. It was him and two of his friends. And they had seen, I believe they described it as little golden beings. And they were just kind of minding their own business, but there was a lot of them, and they were really short, and they were in the woods. And he decided to pull out a gun and make a shot for some reason, and not at them, but out just to see what would happen. And he said that they turned vicious, had fangs, and they all started going towards them. It was quite a story. They jumped into the truck, and it was kind of interesting because I heard somebody else telling me a similar story, and I wondered if they had heard it from somebody that had been with them because it was so close to the same.
No, that's happened to me today. Oh, no. Oh, my God, the deja vu stuff is happening. This is what Andrew said. When we get close to the event, but I don't think it's the event that we hear in the intel. It's just, oh, my God, I just lost my train of thought. What were you talking about? Oh, yeah, that just happened to me. Somebody told me about a YouTube video they saw, and they told me the story of that. I'll be darned, the next day, I was just on YouTube, and I stumbled over a 30-minute video. I listened to it. I said, oh, my God, this is the same information the person gave me. And then I asked, and they said, yeah, that was the video they watched. What are the chances of that? I just turned on YouTube, and I just stumbled and pressed on it. What are the chances of that?
I'll tell you the chances of that. Have you heard that our phones have devices and the YouTube and Google and all that stuff? They actually record what we say, and then
oh my God! I'm happy today, Misty.
Turn on. How can they sort it all out?
But listen, before you even go in it, guess what I prayed for? I had the phone on my chest during meditation and was playing, and I was thinking of the bad vibrations, but I knew I'm higher vibration, so I just went ahead and prayed for the law of one for all phones, energies in the whole world and this universe be at the highest good of all.
Well, you know what? That device I got from Hollow Earth Network.
You're the master of prayer.
There went a white helicopter. Oh, my God. Sorry. That device I got from Hollow Earth Network, it charges your cell phone so that your cell phone isn't giving you harmful energy anymore. And I've noticed that only the good bugs stay in my house. The rest of them want out. Let us out of here now. You know? So we just have to experiment with everything that comes down the pike. And it was only $37. So
that goes into your wall, doesn't it, Patty? And then
you plug it in.
And you use,
and my electric bill went down a whole bunch the first month. And then the next month, my electric bill went way up. And I went, it's because hot water is running out of my bathtub. And I can't get my roommate, lover, boyfriend, Bruce, Chris, to fix my hot water. I'm going, fix it. Please, fix it. He's going, okay. So now only cold water is coming out of it. So my bill will go back down again. I love this man. I've lived with him for 13 years. We couldn't stand each other when we first met. But we have come to love each other now. And I'm going, I told him, the only way I'm going to become a Christian is if I marry you because your last name is Christ. And we just laugh about it. You know, because I believe I'm every religion. I believe God touches us in every way. And you don't have to be a Christian or a Buddhist or any of these things. And this man has put up with me for 13 years. He's got to be a saint. You know,
so are you. So are you.
But you know how I can be, Misty.
Just wonderful, absolutely amazing. Always. Absolutely.
I love all of you guys. And I'm so excited because I think it's all happening right now.
So, what do you think the event is, Elizabeth?
The event is our evolution inside of ourselves uniquely. then after that, we evolution, others' energies coming together. And the events is already happening. Yeah.
Right.
Little by little, precept between precept, but it'll come out even more, I think, this year. More like 9/11, disclosure or something. Yeah.
You know what I was kind of imagining was that the goal would be for people to get, okay, let's just say if we were talking about teleportation or going from one place to another, like in a craft or something like that, okay? So I think that there could be a large group of people who get to a point physically, mentally, and so on where they can do that with ease, back and forth, kind of like ambassadoring kind of thing.
We talked about this on several calls, back calls when I talked about what, on the older YouTube channel. What's going to happen is the energies are really strong right now, but they're even going to get stronger where it's like, like we have fourth dimension energies, fifth dimension energies, and some sixth dimension energies coming in now. But when the energies are going to mesh even more, and we're going to go back to our original state on Earth, and believe it or not, there was like thousands of collective consciousness groups, separate ones, like thousands of bubbles in each of those bubbles, including sky cities. And what I think those are the soul groups that you read about tonight, the soul groups. So the soul groups will each have their collective consciousness bubble. And the higher vibration collective consciousness bubble city can go in and out of lower ones to help them and then build up. And they're bubbles, but they're invisible, but there's another multidimensional thing. It's hard. There's like going to be thousands of realities on Earth, and each reality won't know the other's there unless you're a higher vibration where you can go visit and help, and maybe you go visit as a ghost, like in E.T., Who knows, right?
Have any of you guys ever had that ability when you were children?
What ability are you talking about?
To transport.
Teleportation.
I remember one teleportation that really blew me away. And I was only like 12 or 13 years old. It was when President Kennedy was shot. And I was sitting in the classroom. I think I was in 7th grade. And I was sitting in the classroom. And for some reason, which was really unusual, both of my parents were homesick. My father was a principal of the school, and my mother worked at Kaiser. And I'm sitting in this class, and all of a sudden, I had this urge to reach in my pocket and see if I had a dime. But I knew I had a dime in my pocket. There was still a dime in my pocket. So I raised my hand in the classroom, and I said, "May I go to the lavatory?" And the teacher said yes. And then I went, and I knew that I really wasn't going to the lavatory, that I was going to the phone booth to call my parents, which I lied to the teacher. So now I'm on the phone booth, and if the principal came out of the office and saw me on the phone, I'm thinking all these weird things that I'm really not doing what I'm saying I'm doing, but I go to the phone, and I called up my parents. And my mother answered the phone, and I said, "Mom, would you put Dad on the phone, please?" And she goes, "Oh, Jesus Christ, Patty, of course I will." I remember what she even said, And so my dad gets on the phone, and I said, "Dad, President Kennedy has just been shot." And my dad goes, "Would you please go back to class? You're not coming home." I said, "No, Dad. I saw it, and I saw Jackie coming out of the back of the car." He said, "Patty, go back to class." Well, then about 2 or 3 hours later, it came over the intercom in the school. Okay? So then, they're going, well, maybe that she heard it early. And then I called him up again one time, and I go, "Dad, Pope John Paul has just been killed. And he goes, are you going to do this to me again? And I said, yes, Dad, I am. But at the time, I was being beaten, and I was bleeding to death because a guy had just beaten me up. And all I could do is seem to call my dad and say, Pope John Paul is dying. And so afterwards, my dad and I talked about it all, and he goes, you know what, Patty? You are really scary. We don't really know why you are the way you are, but we don't know why you're seeing all these things. But kindly, because we're Catholic, don't do this to us anymore. It was really weird, you guys. And I was just a kid.
Your example that you just explained, my example about getting the ice cream and not being mad, and it was surreal what came out of my mouth. At those two examples, those are two examples of what our naturality is. There are other beings coming in and out of us and doing things through us. That's hard to, and Franco's talked about that too. Wow, right?
Yeah.
Your body. Oh, somebody didn't like that, maybe, or if that Misty got cut off.
No, I'm still here. Maybe
and
somebody
I also saw the planes come down at Fairchild Air Force Base. We were up in Colville, and my boyfriend that I was with was the arson investigator for our fire district. And we're riding on a motorcycle, and I started shaking him. I said, pull over. So I pulled over. I said, something just happened in Spokane. And we turned around, and we could see the smoke coming up from where the plane went down. And he goes, I think you're a witch, but I'm going to check into this. You know, and I could see things. You know, but people thought I was crazy. So I don't want to go any deeper into it than that because there's been many, many other things. And it's like, how many times do I have to get hit in the head before I finally go, I'm no specialer than any of you guys are, but I have this vision that my great power gave me, and I love God because of that. Or source. I won't even call it God because now I'm in trouble for being a Christian.
Collective consciousness. Whatever you want to call it. Well, it's been a very nice call, ladies. Does anybody else have anything burning they want to talk about?
Yeah, come on, guys that's listening, come and pitch in a little bit, and we'll be done almost, huh? That was good. I like this. Mm-hmm.
Patty, I'm going to want you to sing us out when we go.
Okay, I want to tell you, this is also the result of being raised by a Catholic father and a heathen mother. My mother claimed she was a heathen until the day she died.
Weird.
And I always wanted to be a heathen instead of a Catholic. It's kind of cute, but that's as a kid. You really don't understand. I realize now the reason my mother claimed she was a heathen is because the Catholic Church would not marry my parents in the church because my mother would not become a Catholic because she planned on practicing birth control. Wasn't she beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
She had the fortitude to say, no, I am going to practice birth control. I'm not going to do what you tell me to do. Wasn't she?
Good for her.
Is that where you get it from then?
Well,
I think I'll
Yeah. Oh, I'm just saying that, you know, there's all these different religions that have caused people to feel separate from each other, including paganism and, you know, and Christianity has been at odds over the years. But, you know, it's time for everything to be, you know, it all can be accepted. I mean, it doesn't mean all the dogma is accepted, but I mean everything where people's real hearts are. You know, if if Jesus is what inspires someone, and well, that's wonderful, because Jesus was a beautiful soul, and probably it still is, and so isn't the goddess, and all of that, nature, and nature. None of these are separate from each other. It's all one beautiful creation. Anyway, I guess that's what I wanted to say, is that that we don't have to be separate because of our.
Is this Sunny?
This is Sunny, yes.
I love you so much, Sunny.
Thank you,
inspire me so
I'm
much.
so glad. Yeah, well, I'm glad. I speak my heart when it feels right. But that's when people are. Yeah, you are inspiring to me too, Patty. The fact that you're overcoming your disease, so-called disease, and that's beautiful. And I'm older than you. I'm the oldest person, theoretically on this call tonight. But wow,
Can you give me a couple of how many years more?
Well, I'm let's see, over 70.
I 65. How old are you?
71.
So you're 8 and I'm 11. I'm sorry, Sonny, but you're younger than me.
Little numerology for you.
It's all in our spirit. Our spirit
right.
is that. And I feel like
I'm a beautiful, beautiful soul.
Thank you. Well, so are you.
How old are you, Misty?
So is everybody.
Missy's 41, right? No?
Mm-hmm. I'm 43.
Oh,
wow.
So you're 7.
Yep, I'm 7. Hey, I'll be 44.
Then you'll be 8.
Yep, indeed.
Oh, wait. You know what I heard today? Wait, I'll tell you this. I heard that Obama is 55, and he's the 43rd president. But if he extends this so he stays in office, he'll be 55 and the 44th president.
Why would he be 44th? He would still be the 43rd, wouldn't he?
Well, if he gets I don't know. It was just something that I saw in passing. And I went, there's a big part of me that believes that Obama is really a saint, that he is really on our side. He just doesn't know it yet.
Maybe he does, though.
Wasn't Chris say who he was? Christopher. Valiant Thor.
Valiant
Thor.
As
I believe in Valiant Thor. I've known about Valiant Thor.
And the reason why it's hard to get your mind around, it's a multidimensionality, personality kind of story, which we're still discovering, all of us, right? The understanding and the knowledge of.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, we're still trying. We're expanding our consciousness to understand all that better. I know I need to do that. As so much input comes in, but it's direct perception, consciousness.
Looking at it with love instead of judgment.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that's what I was saying about the religions. Instead of judging each other and saying, well, you're out, you're going to hell, then they call each other, that say, well, no, we're all love. We're all, embrace us all in love.
I think we've already been in hell.
Yeah, right.
Still in it.
We have our personal hells that we've been through, But yeah, it's just not that kind of hell. It's just, different kind of hells.
Yeah.
That's just was created to put people in fear and control.
This is the best car This is the best car I've driven and the best call I've been on all year.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Wonderful to
Maybe
hear.
we can all continue on in our good energies. And it sure was a great call the other night too that I caught too with Cynthia and the meditation, and that was great.
Yeah. And I want to say, I'll just stay online, Sunny, Misty, and Patty. Get ready to rotate on the Monday show just for like 3 or 4 minutes each on your, not every week, but I'm going to rotate you where Sunny will do something on music for 5 minutes. Patty will tell a funny story or joke or something with the happy emotions, jubilant emotions, whatever. And Misty, a card. You got the easy one, Misty.
One.
Not on the same night, but we'll make a rotation where you guys come on, maybe once a month, depending on how many people. But I'm gonna have a part in it too. Yay!
That sounds good.
Good.
That would be fun.
And anybody else that wants to start a show, here's my other idea. Somebody that wants to start a show, but they already have all the equipment, I would love to start a show because all this information is so good, and it's very, there's lots of energy in it. So if we cut it down into pieces, so I would like to find somebody to start a show on Diamonds Network where they take one show like we did it 6 months ago. They would listen to it beforehand, and they would take two nuggets out of the show and play it like for 2 minutes, and we can talk about it, whatever, and then they'll give the reference to that show if they want to go listen to the whole show. You know what I mean? Wouldn't that be cool? Mm-hmm. What do you think of that idea, you guys?
Amen. Yeah, I think it's
a good
great.
idea. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Pick the kernel of the best part of the show. Yeah. Share it.
Yeah, even I would come to that, man, because there's so much information in all the shows. It's like, man, there's more juice in there. Eat up the meat, spit out the bones. So I better change that language. Put it in your pipe and smoke it. I better change that language.
I love you guys.
like a little news bite, but more than that. Audio clip.
Sounds great.
Dear Misty.
Yes, sir.
I don't know whether you know what. Well, you don't know. You're kind of putting me on the spot with my voice.
Oh, but it's so wonderful every time.
Can you hear that I'm kind of
out of it?
No, but I will do a little tiny bit of a song right now that you guys have never heard before. But I don't know whether it will come out right, so bear with me. Are we ready?
Okay.
Do you want to hear my closing song?
Sure. Thank you, everybody, for being on and for listening in the future. And I hope that we can continue to bring wonderful diamond vibrations and send them out into the universe, multiverse, galaxy, and all verses. How's that?
I love you.
Love. Okay, dear.
Love.
Please.
Here I go. Love. If all the world were made a desert place and gone. I can't do it. I'll try it again. Let me stand up. If all the world were made a desert place and God left only you, I truly greet the day with eagerness. If God left only you. Gosh, my voice is gone, you guys.
Oh, that was great. It's not gone.
If God left you and nothing else. I don't know. I can't even do that one, so let me do another one. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love love you. You love me. Yeah. You love me. You love me. You love me. We love everyone else. We love everyone else. We love everyone else. We love everyone else. Oh, yeah. Love you guys.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
Elizabeth, can you shut off the recording? I had to call back in.
Oh, you want me to?
Sure, whoever wants to. That would be great.
Oh, somebody pressed.
Oh, wait a minute. Nope.
Are you going to stop it? Or
Are you looking for healing or a change in your life to help you enjoy it more fully? You might benefit from a galactic energy reading and clearing from Chris Jacobs. Chris will work with you on a soul level to clear unseen negative influences, implants, programs, contracts, and energetic blocks. Chris Jacobs is a gifted energy healer. Contact him today at ChristopherStephenJacobs@gmail.com.